Hi everyone, I'm here to do your monthly karmic reading for August 2019. Let's see what the energy is like between your person and their karmic. A lot of stuck energy here. Someone's stuck in a cycle. And the overall energy is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay. What is the overall energy? We definitely see that going into the month of August that there is some energy between both of them, your person and their karmic, that they may feel like that this is not what they were hoping to have. They may be in a state of not wanting to give up on the connection and wanting to believe that things will work out for the best, but still feeling in a sense that they're kind of on their own when it comes to this connection. Okay, with the Five of Water coming out here, they may also be feeling a bit, not only discontent, but just there may be some depression going on, feeling like that they are losing a battle with a person that they felt like promised them so much more than what they are receiving at this time. Okay. In the beginning, there was this focus on the connection and this focus on being together. And there was this togetherness, this oneness that they built together as one unit. And that was great because the relationship was so new at the time that anytime something is new, it's always exciting until what I call when things finally sink in and you get out of the honeymoon phase. Now, they may have been in this honeymoon phase for a long period of time. You may have been going through this for months, maybe even years. But I feel like after this eclipse, a lot of people are really starting to see small, even subtle changes between their person and their karmic. Maybe they've heard it from maybe you've heard it from other people. Maybe you've noticed that your person is sending you messages when they weren't really talking to you before, where it's so out of the blue that it may make you feel like you're trying to understand what's going on. Okay, just know that your person made a practical decision at the time when they chose to get into this connection. It may not seem like it. I'm not saying that there was never any love there between your person and their karmic. But at the time, they were trying to be responsible. They were trying to do what they felt was logical at the time to get them to their next phase. They had goals that they were trying to achieve, and this person basically set it up as, hey, we can work together, we can do this together, and you can achieve your goals. The only part of that is that the karmic was looking more of a long-term partnership, romance, kind of a let's be a Bonnie and Clyde type of deal, where your person may have looked at it as an opportunity to get themselves to the next level. Now, with the Three of Fire coming out, they made long-term plans, and there was a lot of passion to make long-term plans because things were going their way. But now they're looking at their situation and looking how maybe they didn't make a wise decision. And the guilt in themselves is sinking in. They haven't even gotten to the point where they've really set in to really feel guilty about what they may have chosen over you or what they've done to you. But right now, in their current energy, they are feeling like, what decision did I make? Why did I choose to do this to myself? And with the Queen of Air, they're getting very clear in their mind that they may need to break away from this karmic and do what's best for them. Now, I'm not saying that they want to rush in the month of August to be with you, but it's like they're getting clear on what they want for themselves. I'm actually getting that maybe some of them want to be single for a little bit, just to kind of figure out what it is that they want to achieve financially for themselves before they even think about even trying to reconnect or even consider going back to being with you at this time. But just know that they are carefully thinking of a way to get out of the situation that they're in and move forward. Because for them, it's like now it's time to just be dedicated to themselves. In the beginning, the karmic that they have been with made a lot of promises to them that they were going to do this, help them do that. And the karmic has helped them in many ways. But I think the biggest thing that has helped your person is that they are learning a lot about themselves. They're learning a lot about seeing people for who they are, removing the mask from the person that they've been dealing with, and recognizing that everything that glitters isn't gold. And that's the biggest thing that they're taking from it. They feel like they owe them at least their loyalty, but in the same sense, they feel like their loyalty is coming with a price. That means that even if they're unhappy, they're putting on a smile, putting on a brave face. And that's not the energy they want to remain in. Your person, it may be in a sense that they want to kind of get back to just being themselves and living and making decisions that is based on what they want for their lives. Their dreams and their hopes is not the same as what the karmic wants. And your person is recognizing that. They're realizing that they're just two different people. What I'm getting is that the karmic was really strategic at making it appear that they were on the same path and they were lining up on the same path. So it may have looked like you were the wrong person for them. However, the way your person is looking at it now is their karmic is not lined up with them at all. You may find or may even hear that your person is spending a lot of time alone, even though they live in the same house. That your person may be going out to eat alone, just not really spending any time together. They're just like two ships passing in the night. And I know I've seen this in the last two readings, that there's just this disconnect. But I feel like going into the month of August, this disconnect is just a little bit stronger, because it's almost kind of a discontentment where you really have to get out. And it's a type of discontentment where it's like, I have to do something for me. Like, I can't stay in this and keep faking it and acting like I'm really happy type of energy. Okay. Now they're trying to be cautious as to how they do this, because the karmic may feel like their family or connection is, even though it may seem rocky, it's something that the karmic still wants to work on. But the karmic is also aware that there's a disconnect. And the karmic is also looking at the situation as they are trying to go within to figure out what's going on with your person. Why are things not clicking the way that it used to? And they can't even say that they're seeing a lot of big signs. It's subtle signs that normally you have to pay attention to when you notice that things are a little off. Now, your person may be taking this time to really focus on their career, maybe even going back to school. You may hear, your person had just taken some classes, that they may have talked about taking classes when you guys were together, maybe years before, or something that they mentioned in passing. They're now taking this time to really better themselves and get themselves to a place where they feel like they're abundant on their own. It's like it's important to them to feel like they are established. And with this Empress energy, it's like they're in this energy of just honing in on their own, giving birth to their own dreams, and just being independent, decisive, logical, yet fearless. This is the energy that your person is kind of toning in on. What I'm hearing is there's a lot of codependency that was going on between the karmic and your person. And now they're getting to a point where they're trying to break free from that. And that scares the karmic, because the karmic had a lot more power than you were aware of. And your person is now recognizing that, hey, I allowed this person to come in and kind of take control of my life and almost change my path when I already had a plan in mind. But now they're in a place where they're trying to open up their heart more and really be more emotional instead of logical. I always say this saying sometimes when I'm trying to describe a person's emotions. Imagine 2 plates of food, 2 great steaks, both, they look exactly the same on face value. But when you taste one has flavor the way that you would like, and the second one, it's seasoned, but it just doesn't taste the same as the one that has that flavor on from the first plate. That's kind of like where your person is right now. They recognize and realize that they thought being with the karmic, they could have someone who was like a carbon copy of you, but they realized that this person is nothing like who you are, because it's not about the outward appearance. You have something that the karmic can never give them. The karmic can give them things that is on the surface, but that deeper instinct of that you have to pour into your person, to give them guidance and support, the karmic doesn't do, because the karmic has become comfortable with your person being there with them. Your person is now really focusing on what type of partnership they want. And they recognize that the partnership with the karmic is not at all what they imagined that it was going to be. Their life is a little bit out of balance right now, but they're doing a good job at really hiding it from others. They're really thinking about getting away from the karmic and releasing the situation altogether, because they know that it's time for them to kind of move into the next phase of their life. But they're also unbalanced. Your person right now has to find their own balance, because they are stuck in their head about what they should do. They are in a situation where they may be comfortable, where they don't have to work as hard, or they may not even be paying all the bills. So if they leave that and come into a situation where they have to leave, then they have to figure things out on their own. And I mean, not to sugarcoat anything for anyone, but when you're in a situation where you're comfortable, making the decision to leave has to be a decision that you have to stand by and move forward and not want to go back. And that's where they're stuck at. If I leave, I'm leaving this behind and that behind. It's the material things. It's not really about the love more than it's about material. They really want to take all this time that you've been separated from your person has caused them to really recognize how they treat relationships, how they've treated relationships in the past. In the past, they may not have dealt with as much, where they were quick to leave women, or if this is a guy, they were quick to leave a person and not really give the relationship a chance to really work through problems. They have stayed with this karmic a lot longer than they've stayed with most relationships. So how your person looks at that as, they may look at that as, oh, wow, I must really have loved this person to stay this long. This is how they thought in the past. But their new mentality is, I've stayed longer than I thought I would stay. I'm seeing a lot of things I don't like. And it's not really the nitpicking things. It's a lot of big things that the karmic is doing that they're not realizing is really showing your person who they are. Now, the one thing I'm going to say is that this also gives them a bit of anxiety and a bit of sadness, because they know that they have to be honest with the karmic. They know they have to tell them the truth and let them know that this connection is not really working out the way that they hoped it would. And it's the backlash. It's the words of, you used me. You never cared about me. I knew this was going to happen type of energy. Kind of reverse psychology, make the person feel bad for what they've decided to do. And that's the conversation they don't want to have. They're in this energy of, they would prefer to act like it's not happening and just kind of let it take its course. Maybe the karmic will leave them first than to really deal with it. But with the 3 of water here, the karmic is aware that your person is not really in love with them, but they're still trying to persuade them that they work better together because they're comfortable there. Oh, well, why would you want to leave? I buy all your clothes. I wash, I wash all your clothes. I cook all your food. I keep all your favorite meals in the fridge for you. I give you space. So it's like they may be having that type of conversation with your person where it makes your person feel like, well, yeah, that's true. However, it's not everything anymore. That used to be okay, but I need more. Your person is looking more for an emotional connection, something on a deeper level, whereas before it mattered, but not as much as it does now. They're wanting to kind of move pretty quickly through this cycle. They are starting to recognize and realize that the karmic is a lot like a lot of the women they dealt with in the past, or men. I don't want to put any genders on it, but they felt like that their karmic is somebody like literally that they've dealt with in their past. It just took them a lot longer to see that. And with the 5 of air, they recognize and realize they may have made a bad choice when it came to love. And now they want to get themselves to a place where they want to get to a more positive, happy time in their life where love wasn't really an issue, or figuring out where you wanted to be was an issue. They're definitely thinking about you. There's a lot of memories that you two share together, things that you did together. And I'm not talking about big things. Like what I'm getting is that your person may be thinking a lot about little things, watching TV together, binge watching on Netflix. This is little shit, stuff that may be insignificant to someone else, but your person is thinking a lot about this. The fact that when you lay in bed together and watch a show, that you may slide your foot over and just kind of gently rub your foot up against his leg to show a form of affection. Or he's just waking up and as soon as he turns over and looks on the nightstand, you already have something to drink over there for him without him even asking. And not because you're trying to impress him, but just because. What I'm hearing is that this karmic is not even doing the little things that make a relationship special. Like they take it for granted. Oh, he's here. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't gonna leave. And your person is taking note of every little detail. And what I'm getting, if you're dealing with an earth sign in particular, they are really taking note of this. Check. Okay, she used to wash my clothes. Now all of a sudden I got to put my clothes in the washer. Not saying a man can't wash his own clothes. But in the beginning, she was willing to do all these little things to make sure he wouldn't leave. But now she's comfortable. So now your person is taking the time to really rest. Keep his thoughts to himself. Not even speaking on it because there's no point. Not trying to start an argument. not trying to cause any drama. But now he's fearing that he has to walk away from a comfortable life and figure out what his next move is. Spend some time by himself and figure out what is his next move and how is he going to manifest it. Because he's awakened to something that he wasn't prepared for. Your person was not prepared for this to happen to them. They were really at a place in their life where they felt the karmic was giving them exactly what they needed. They felt like they had done the work and did some self-reflection within themselves, and that their karmic was their mirror, that was their person that they were going to spend their life with, that they've always felt that they can have abundance with their karmic. But now they're in the point of, no, I need to kind of go off on my own and do my own thing at this point. And this is all unexpected for them. You may be dealing with a person, as I've said before, earlier, someone who is codependent, but now they're kind of stepping more into their masculine energy and taking a step out on their own faith and really assessing their life and finding out what brings them their own peace. Self-love. Now that's funny because the overall energy that I said that came out was love yourself first. That's what they're learning, to love themselves. They're learning to accept that they've made mistakes. And even though they feel like they made this mistake, they're finding the will and the strength to move forward and go on their own path. Yes, there's some fears going into the unknown. But in the same sense, they recognize it's time for a change. They're gaining wisdom each and every day. And what's attracting them is the fact that they're maybe going into the unknown. They're coming out of a dark place of feeling like they didn't know what to do. They're still undecided on one sense, but they're also getting a light, a glimmer of hope that if they just take one little step, that they'll be guided in the right direction. And that's their realization at this point. To remove all of the fears that they have and know that this burden they don't have to deal with alone. Because in the past, they got with this karmic because they were trying to fill a void. In the process, they have grown into someone else and grown into something that's even much more beautiful, which is a person who is learning that life is going to throw some curveballs at you. And they're looking at their lives and their life and being grateful every day for having the strength to really take a hard look at themselves. And now they're looking at why they have been so resistant in the past and taking back their power and trusting that no matter what they decide to do, that once they take action, they will have everything that they desire. They are more focused than ever to get balanced and listening to their own inner wisdom. Before, the karmic was able to tell your person things and they would immediately change their mind, even if they felt as if the karmic wasn't exactly right, but they put so much trust in their karmic that they didn't even listen to their own voice. But now they're headed towards a new beginning and wanting to release and walk away from this connection and go towards what pleases them. And right now what would please them is being happy within themselves. It's not even about being in connection with you, more than it is about finding themselves. And in the month of August, they're releasing they're setting their boundaries as to what they will and will not accept. Little by little, it may be subtle changes they start to do with their karmic, and they're surrendering to their own fears. They're growing and blossoming into someone that was already within them. That blueprint as to who they are was already there, but it was covered up with fear and anxiety. Their patience is growing. And with that patience, they're learning that the pureness that's inside of them doesn't have to be hidden anymore. Let's get one last oracle card to wrap up this reading. What message do you have for this person in regards to their karmic and what they're learning? The Good Geisha. Let me read this from the book. You are clever. You know how to play an impressive game of strategy to win approval and gain allies. Even without always noticing it consciously, you can sense what people want. Sometimes you are so good at showing others what they want to see that you forget how beautiful you are and when you are just being you. But your time has come. The time to unveil the one true real you and attract the allies you are not interested in what you can do for them, but who love you for who you really are. That's a great message, I feel, for your person towards their karmic. They have been really good at trying to please so many other people. You may be in connection with someone who's a people pleaser, and that's just something they've always done. But them pleasing people, they've learned they can't please everybody, because in the process, they may have hurt you, they may have hurt friends, they may have said and done things to other people that comes across as them being cruel or heartless. But to the karmic, it's like, no, that person just has eyes for me, and that's why they're acting this way. But in actuality, they're people pleasing. They're doing whatever that the person that they want to feel happy, they will do whatever it is they want. Now they're coming into an energy where they don't want to do what everybody else wants, because in the process they're learning that they're unhappy, and pleasing everyone else is not really pleasing them. So if that's the case, who's happy? If the only person that's happy in the connection is the karmic and the other person isn't happy, then what purpose does that serve? None. And that's what they're learning and gaining their wisdom on. Now, I'm not saying they may be rushing in. For some of you, they may be rushing in and telling you this. For others, you just may see little things that is going on. I hope that this reading gave you a little bit of clarity as to what's going on with your person and the karmic. And again, if this is a general reading, so if this didn't resonate with you, just know that everybody has their own story and their own journey. Take the parts of it that does resonate with you and throw out the parts that don't. But other than that, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I hope that you remain positive and keep loving yourself first. Take care. Bye.